Hello everyone, my name is Tianlein and today I present you the 6th episode of Tame's Next Top Model for the Elder Scrolls Online. Today's outfit theme is Necromancer. A big thank you to all participants for their great outfit submissions. As always, you can find timestamps in the video description if you are only interested in a specific topic. The first outfit is created by Knuddel Azubi, who plays ESO on PC. He used for the head the medium Sapiar style, the chest the light even shadow style, the shoulders the light even shadow style, the hands the medium Sifkin style, the waist the medium even shadow style, the legs the heavy Sapiar style, and the feet the light even shadow style. As weapons he uses a staff in the even shadow and Pyadonian style. As dyes he used Noxophilic Black, Julianus White and Tombstone Grey. The application cost for this outfit is 18,900 gold. The following outfit is from Giz. Although calling the Celestial Architect a Necromancer might be a misunderstood choice of words, he still resembles one, but in a different manner. When Magnus, the one who designed Mundus, saw its costly price, fled. He predicted that many of his fellow Magna G will follow him and they will leave rifts in between the two worlds, the rifts had to become stars. In a last-ditch effort, Magnus' last project was the Architect, which he was told to maintain the constellations so that Mundus will not be obliterated by the many powers that will leave this plane. When the balance of the delicate powers seemed to reach equilibrium, the Celestial Serpent usurped his position and the place in the sky. Because of this, the Celestia were able to cross the barrier and enter the mortal plane. It now rests within the heroes of Nirn to end this threat. The Architect saw this as an opportunity. The Serpent never values mortals and their strength, thus giving the Architect a moment of freedom, and he began forming a plan to escape his prison, and that was the spirit of the vile Viper itself. The oldest ghost knew that if the snake were to be imprisoned back into his stone, so will he. And now he must resurrect the stars, so that he might know of his plan, and one or another they will be brought back. As weapons he uses a staff in the Psychic Order style. As dice he used Hunting's Gold, Tainted Turquoise and Antique Brass. To enhance his look even more, Giz used the Worm Wizard personality. The application cost for this outfit is 15,000 gold. The next outfit was created by Esotic. Elimir doesn't know where she came from, no one does. But she's found out since she was little she had a talent for waking the dead. She to find little rodent leftovers from Gryffindor youngsters come back to life when she picked them off the ground. She's been living most of her life in the wilds, secluded from all. One day she got arrested and put in Imperial City prison. Trying to find a way out, the Empire was being overrun by Detra. Ever since, she's been hiding amongst them. She used for the chest the light primal style, the shoulders the light primal style, the hands the prisoner change style, the waist the light fanglayer style, the legs the light Imperial 3 style, and the feet the light primal style. As weapons she used the staff in the Apostle style and in the Even Shadow style. As dice she used Cold Harbor Ash Black and Liar's Linen. To enhance the look even more, Esotic used the Vampirism Stage 2, Covenant Warlock's hair, Dark Emphasis eyelashes and Nocturnal Indigo lip tint. The application cost for this outfit is 9,370 gold. The next outfit was created by Nomag. He was an orphan who took a job on a local farm plucking feathers. When he was about 10, Molag Bal attacked the farm and destroyed it, and the rest of the world kidnapped the young lad. He was enslaved till he was about 12 or 13, when the Daedric Lord befriended him and started to train him, teaching him how to fight and craft armor. In the evenings he taught him watercolor paintings, that is why his armor was beautifully colored. He ran errands for the lords for years, but never forgot the farm destroyed and the lives lost, including his very special pet pig, Gesundheit. He used for the head the Molakena style, the chest the Firedrake style, the shoulders the heavy Ebenhard style, the hands the Firedrake style, the waist the Firedrake style, the legs the heavy Fanglayer style, and the feet the Firedrake style. As weapons he used the staff in the Molakena style. As dice he used his Green, Divine Gold and Cold Harbor Ash Black. To enhance his look even more, Nomag uses the Mindshriven skin. The application cost for this outfit is 10,500 gold. The next outfit was created by Sancta Nova. Morluna Nova wasn't born. One cold night she crawled out from the bog, cloaked in a thick fog, tasting the air around her, feeling her surroundings rather than seeing them. She might pass for a human, so she couldn't be farther from that. She has no alliance, though dwarves from the world as well as the reach, balancing between the living and the dead, and belonging to neither. Her clothing represents her raw primal essence, black earth and grey clammy fog, white hair, piercings and dark lips to emphasize that. I like to think that her half mask has an enchantment to it that allows her to see with one eye. She used for the chest the light Fanglair style, the shoulders the heavy Fanglair style, the hands the heavy Sifkin style, and the feet the light Fanglair style. As weapons she used the Stafner Pedonian style. As dyes she used Warrior Steel and Coldharbour Ash Black. To enhance her look even more she used Barbaric Windblown Hair, Royal Purple Lipstick, Blind Left Eye, Wire Cage Half Mask, Fierce Pierce Facial Wings and Vampire Skin. The application cost for this outfit is 10,300 gold. Now I share with you the outfit from Jim. Ashwald was once known as Lord Ashwald, a noble in the Breton kingdom of Glenumbra. He was a kind man, had a nice family and was loved by his servants. His family had always been known for its strong ties to magic. Ashwald, however, never cared for it, since he was busy enough governing his people. One day rumors started to spread about Ashwald's family, magic being reach magic. People started distrusting Ashwald, and this led to some nobles conspiring against him. One early morning they raided his estate, captured Ashwald and seized all his belongings. Ashwald and his family were put in a cage and were transported to the nearest prison. On the way there, an angry mob of farmers who had been suffering under Reachmen attacks ambushed the caravan. They directed all their hate for the Reachmen towards Ashwald's family and torched the cart, carrying the cage Ashwald and his family were locked in. Ashwald was the only one who survived the attack. He can still hear his family cries in his sleep. On that day he vowed revenge against the Breton people and preached reach magic and joined the Bloodthorn cult to study under Angolf the Gravesinger. Now he is known again as Lord Ashwald, a necromancer with a burning hatred for Breton people. As dyes he used Coldharbour Ash Black, Noxophilic Black and Windhelm Steel. The application cost for this outfit is 11,425 gold. Next outfit is created by Nopants. Her name long since lost to history, the widow was a frontier woman whose husband has died of illness, leaving her to raise 2 sons alone. Years later, tragedy struck again, when her sons were ambushed and killed by brigands, while returning home from Daggerfall. Desperately afraid of being alone, the widow embraced the dark magics in an attempt to resurrect her sons. When their bodies returned to life, not as vibrant and energetic children she loved, but as hollow and mindless undead, the widow went mad with grief. She fled into the wilds of Glenumbra, her ghastly children shuffling after her. Legends suggest she still lives, her life and the bodies of her sons preserved through unnatural power until she can find a way to make a family whole again. He used for the head the Stag-Heart Skull Salad, the chest the light primal style, the shoulders the heavy barbaric style, the hands the light primal style, the waist the light barbaric style, and the feet the medium wood elf 1 style. As weapons he used the maul in barbaric style 2 and a bow in the Nord 1 style. As dyes he used Adventurer Brown, Dreadblood Brown and Valar White. To enhance his look even more, he used the heroic personality and necromantic sigil body tattoos. The application cost for this outfit is around 2,325 gold. The following outfit is created by Lowercase. Nidalee was always a brilliant mage. His father always taught him that knowledge is power, and Nidalee couldn't agree more. Nidalee thought out to increase his already incredible power. He spent many months researching how to achieve this goal, but after a long search he finally found a solution. He made contact with Molag Bal, the Daedric Prince of Dominance. In exchange for his soul and various number of innocent souls, Molag Bal would learn Nidalee the dark secrets of necromancy, and would make him one of the strongest mages of Tamriel. Nidalee agreed to his bidding, and pledges his soul in exchange for ultimate power. Some say Nidalee and his 10,000 sacrifices are just a myth. But in the deep forests of Valenwood, the crystal clear coast of Somerset, and the dry dunes of elsewhere, they still tell the tale of the necromancer of the West. As weapon he used the Stafner Wormcool style. As dyes he used Coldharbour Ash Black and Lycanthrope Grey. The application cost for this outfit is 12,550 gold. The next outfit is created by Rinel. Ariel is a Breton who was born into a noble family. When she was young, her entire family was killed by bandits while they were on a trip. Only Ariel survived. Afterwards, she dedicated her life to learning necromancy to find a way to bring her family back one day and to ensure no one else she loved would be taken away by death. She has spent years traveling and studying necromancy with anyone she could find who she could learn from, including joining the work cult for a short time. Aria still prefers elegant outfits, but her style has been shaped by her travels. She has incorporated skull and bone mementos she kept from some of her first success in necromancy into her outfits. As weapons, she used the staff in a Primal 3 style. As dyes, she used Talmor Black, Clothier Purple and Starlight Gold. To enhance the look even more, she used the Wire Cage Half Mask, the Morak Tong face tattoo and barbaric windblown hair. The application cost for this outfit is 5,700 gold. The next outfit is created by Greenhawk, who placed ESO on the PS4. He used for the head the Lichtset head, the chest the Light Primal style, the shoulders the Heavy Wood F4 style, the hands the Medium Morak Tong style, the waist the Light Fang Layer style, the legs the Medium Morak Tong style, and the feet the Medium Morak Tong style. As weapons he used the staff in a Soul-Shriven style. As dyes he used black, purple and white. To enhance his look even more, he used the Psychic Imprint markings and a zombie skin and oracle eyes. The application cost for his outfit is 5,000 gold. Sadly, it got with every episode harder to receive enough outfit submissions. Because of that, I decided that for now this will be the last episode of Tamari's Next Top Model. This doesn't mean it is the end of the series, but for now we take a break of Tamari's Next Top Model. But I want to send a big thank you to all the wonderful and lovely people who shared their outfit creations with us. Thanks for watching, and it would be wonderful if you subscribe, like or leave me a comment. Have a good day and until next time, tschüss!